my favorite. It's all I listen to now. I don't know what's happened. When did I become my parents? It's scary. But anyway, I was listening to KCRW, and I was listening to Meindl Brand. She has a show called Press Play. It's a lot of different guests, but she had this comedian named Danny Klein Modisette, and she teaches at UCLA. She's one of the guest teachers at UCLA. And apparently she teaches like stand-up, the rules of comedy for stand-up artists, for stand-up comedians. But it's interesting because of what I talked about last week, and I don't know, this is just fate or karma or something that I'm talking about again. She has a book out called Take My Spouse Please. And it was created because she felt like her relationship, she's been married for, I don't remember how long, you can watch or listen to the, what do you call it? Podcast, yeah. I don't know, she's been married for over 10 years or something like that, and she said that the laughter and the joy in her relationship, in her marriage, was kind of like disintegrating. And so she was trying to figure out how to get the comedy back into her life. And she found that there were no self-help creative books that really talked about that. And so like any smart, creative being, she figured out what she teaches is also, to me, this is the truth about acting nowadays, or about anything. It covers all bases. So the things that you think is specific to just one thing really can have larger ramifications to the world. Other people who aren't actors or comedians can relate. So sure enough, so she wrote this book, Take My Spouse Please, about bringing comedy back into relationships. But what I think is amazing, I'm not going to mention all of them, but I think it's so interesting because she talks about the rules of stand-up comedy are the rules that need to be applied in our lives. And they're so simple, but it's so interesting how you take it for granted if you've been in a relationship for a long time. Or you forget in acting that these are the foundational principles of what it is that makes an actor great. So the first thing is just show up. You gotta show up to your own life, people. You gotta show the hell up. Show up. I do not have to go, I don't know how many times I can say it. You gotta show up. Should I say it again? Yeah. Show up! Number 2, get present. You gotta get present. It's all happening by being present. Things are going to happen whether you're not present or not, but that means that the parade is going to go on by and you're going to be sitting on the sidelines. So you got to get present to your own life by showing up and then getting in it. Number 3, amazing, listen to everything. Listen to everything. And she goes on to say not just the words. How many times have you heard me say that? So you're listening to your partner in the word, and it's not just the lines that you're hearing, because we don't work from cue to cue. You're listening the way it's being said, how it's being said, how you're receiving it. How they're feeling is how you're feeling based on what you're getting. So it's all a reciprocal dance. And she went on to talk about, she had a story on NPR, on the show in KCRW, they had a show, oh my God. They were talking specifically about a stand-up show that one of her students was in. And Danny was talking about how you have to listen to your audience. So even in stand-up, which is, and I don't know anything about stand-up, except I guess I do it because I teach every night and it's usually extemporaneous. So I've discovered that one of my greatest fears is doing stand-up comedy, and I kind of do it. And a lot of times it's like, whop, 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 whop. Yeah, because sometimes people don't laugh. And I think I'm funny, but whatever. Anyway, see, there I gotta laugh, but I didn't try. But anyway, so she talks about you gotta listen to your audience. And she said that one of her students was ignoring an incident in the audience because he was so intent on what? Pursuing his act. So he refused to deal with what? What was in the room. People, that is acting 101. David Mamet talks about it, invent nothing, deny nothing, and that is all of the principles of the work, which is, if you are actively listening, if that happens, you can't pretend that that shit doesn't happen. And yet we are so agendized. We are so fixated on working what we think has to be worked out at the expense of the living, breathing moments. You know, I mentioned this quote last night that I think is so beautiful, and I have it, thankfully, so I'm not going to bungle it. Here it is. I had a panic attack. I'm available for anything that wants to happen in this moment, including that which is beyond imagining. Boom! I'll say it again because I don't think some of you really got it. I don't think you did. Listen with your heart. Listen with not a closed mind. I'm available for anything that wants to happen in this moment, including that which is beyond imagining. Kids, that's the beautiful aspect of being alive, which sadly our left brains condition us to believe that there is no surprise or mystery or magic in the moment. Because you're conditioned and habituated to see life the way you always see it. I mean, that's a whole other lecture. There's a scientist on TED I just saw, he's a cognitive scientist, that talks about reality isn't what we have been trained to see. The actual reality is happening beyond what we can see. But I'll wait for that for another day. So I just think it's so interesting that scientists, artists, were saying the same thing. So the magic is in the minutia of the moment, but we don't want to be open to the moment because the moment actually is dangerous. And also the moment, like this comedian, denying it because he thinks that his act or his agenda is more clever than what he's receiving. So that's an awesome rule of comedy, but to me it's the rule of the moment. And then she talks about the element of surprise, spontaneity, which the moment is going to give you if you're really fully listening. You're all doing that all the time, just reminding us. Be patient. Holy crap, it's so hard to be patient in life. Especially everything is Instagramized, Twitterized. Everything is just now. We get everything now. But, you know, sadly or beautifully, you know, we still have to work with the science of it's all process and things take time. Don't quit after a bad night. Yeah, so if you do a shitty stand-up and you get no laughs, and you get, remember that old school hook that used to pull people off the stage? Yeah, so you like, you know, you go do a tequila shot and you have pancake breakfast at Denny's at 3 a.m. and then you like roll out of bed at 11 the next day and you're like, it's a new day. It's okay. You can't pack your bags and move to Ohio because you go in for Steven Spielberg and for some reason you don't get the job. At least you got an audition for Steven Spielberg. Last thing, this is so good, get help to get better. Holy shit! Get help to get better in all forms. Take that how you want to take it. That may be a really great acting class. That may be a really great community. That may be therapy. That may be asking for help. That may be speaking the things that are you feel have to stay in the dark recesses of your mind because you have so much shame and judgment around what if I just shared them. Get help. If you get help, it gets better.